You are worth more dead than alive.
Yo! I wait. Oh, life cover.
Who must pay
yes.
that? The life
cover. The one about 6 million.
If I don't have it? No, it's not 6 million.
No, but usually it's the one that's expensive.
Who must pay
Should
that?
I die? My family is rich.
No.
Just be careful, because Rosemary's hit list was a big show.
About to say.
That was a big show. If you've got a Rosemary in your family.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Asking for a Friend. And in this episode, we are partnered up with Liberty to continue our Money Matters conversation. We are looking at insurance today. Is it a scam? Is it worth it? And how long can you last without it? Let's meet today's panel.
Hey, my name is Dan Corder. You may know me from the Three Beanies. You may know me from the radio. You may know me from the television. You may know me from YouTube. You may know me from the podcast. Or if you're really lucky, you may not know me at all. Or we're about to find out.
Hi everyone, my name is Grace Mondlana and I'm a full-time digital content creator on TikTok and on Instagram.
Lovely. Hi everyone, I'm Amanda. I'm from Liberty, a division of Standard Bank, the Standard Bank Group. I am a financial advisor.
And my name is Bongani, the proud suffering guy, a risk taker, a believer of a successful nation, a dreamer by night, a shiver by day, and that's on. Period!
So to start things off, let's talk about insurance. By show of hands, how many of us are insured? In whatever way.
Okay.
In whatever way. Whether it's your phone, your toe, your legs like Rihanna, your beanies.
People have been saying I should do that. Like, if Jennifer Lopez's legs are insured,
Exactly.
then surely.
It's a means of income, right? So why not secure that situation? And was it difficult for you guys to decide to get insured? In whatever way it is.
For me, it definitely was, because throughout my 20s, my experience of money was drinks, food, rent for a very long time. And then once I left university, it was how do I spend my money in a way that can maximize my career? And with broadcasting, it was how do I get my own equipment? How do I start my own business? How do I do podcasting? How do I wax my eyebrows if I'm going on TV? I have not done that. But it is definitely something that crosses your mind. And so the idea of putting aside some of your limited money when there were all these things that you could immediately see would derive you an instant return, an instant product, an instant service, to rather put your money to, oh, what if something happens that is bad, seemed very, very nonsensical to me until I really ended up in hospital once, and then I understood.
Can you drop?
Exactly.
With myself, I grew up around people who didn't believe in insurance. Like, that phone won't drop, that car will get stolen. But growing around people like yourselves, for example, I can't share around you guys and not do certain things, So I think it's with growing and the people around me that influenced me to do the right thing and get insured.
Yeah. So I think for me, I'll be honest, because I think today is all about honesty and showing that we are human beings, Yeah. Prior me joining Liberty, I knew nothing about insurance. Life-changing events, 2016, I lose my older brother. No life cover, nothing. No will, nothing, zero. And then I remember very well sitting next to my mom at the Master of the High Court. We're waiting to be helped. Sorry guys, it's emotional for me, but yeah. So I'm asking my mom, like, how does it feel? Like, the sad thing is, she says to me, my son should have known better.
Sure.
Because now this person, he was in business, was employed, he had like a proper life going on for him, and young. So I think then in 2016, I then took it upon myself to then go study, because I even did my postgrad in financial planning. For me to understand, what does it mean to die in South Africa without a will, without life insurance, when you've got kids? How does it look like? Because what they were telling us, it didn't make sense.
Yeah. Now I feel like my story is a bit weird now because everyone is there. So for me, the first time I heard about insurance, it's not what insurance is. Insurance, I grew up in social movie, and insurance is paying the guy to protect you around the road. Like, that there's that guy who will protect you no matter what. So that was insurance for us until I had to buy a car. So I've always driven like cars that are sponsored. This was the first time actually buying my own car. So I was like, hey, Oh, well, insurance. Guys, like, I think the first quote that I got was like 6,000 rand. And I was like, why?
That's a car installment on its own.
Right?
Just like to give
somebody's
a
bond.
like quick acknowledgement of the young flex of the only sponsored cars.
He had to slide it in there, let us know.
Recognize, acknowledge,
Slide it in.
see. Period.
Shout out to all the cars that came through for me.
Okay, with that being said, let's go into our first scenario. This writer says, I'm a young entrepreneur who recently opened a small business. I run a small food container near a university in Durban, and I'd say business has been booming over the last few months. I have been battling with whether to get my container insured or not. My business is still young, and while I am making a bit of a profit, between rent, keeping my business stocked, and other expenses, my budget is already very tight. Should I really get insurance? I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
A lot of things.
A lot of things could happen, I agree.
Profits, riots, the students stealing the food.
Durban, there might be a storm. And
I'm from Durban, be nice.
I mean, we saw what happened on the
You're like riots.
0 to 100 very fast.
I'm joking. I think I can start on this one. I think the main thing really for business owners, you must always ask yourself, if something was to happen and then I don't have an ability to earn an income, how does it look like? You know, I'm in business myself. One of the most important thing is to pay your operational cost, your overheads. You know, if that is affected, how does that look like?
How does the business run after that? That's true.
But here's the thing, this is also coming from experience. I remember we bought my mom a truck, right? A food truck. And almost the same thing happened, like they stole it and we had to fight for it. But you know what is the biggest problem with that? The cash flow within that. So for a person who's doing a food truck business, right? The business literacy, it's not the same as a person who can say, oh no, you can afford to put 300 rand aside. For them, 300 rand is for food for tonight. So they live on hand to hand. And it's like, as much as you might educate someone for that, like I think we find it so difficult to say, Mom, okay, this is how you need to do things. You need to position, like we developed the whole system, but for that to be followed, like it took a lot of months. So it's not always easy as like saying, oh no, you can, insurance, for example, a food truck is about 60,000 rand, like with equipment and everything inside, meaning that you're looking at about an insurance, like at least like 600 rand for a business. And the fact that wherever you're gonna put the container, it's not at the secure place, it's not gonna be at the uncover, it's mobile, it's high risk. So also that plays a factor.
If she loses, for example, the machine that makes fries, the whole business operation stops. So I feel as though we should be first informed of what a business is, because I feel like people start businesses to make profit and not necessarily, because it's not going to be sustainable if then it's just for profit. But if you don't understand, like for myself, everything is insured. Like even this watch I'm wearing is insured. So if I lose my camera, I can't shoot for tomorrow's brand campaign. Then for the month, how am I going to pay my rent? So it's not off today. Like I understand if they don't sell this quantity, they're not going to meet the needs to cook tonight. But looking at it long term can help it being sustainable.
I think it's interesting what you were saying though about how people don't want to talk about something potentially going wrong. And I think it's because we are avoidant people. We're an avoidant species. You've just saved, say, 60K to get a food truck. You have poured an extraordinary amount of your hopes and dreams for a different future into this business. And you really want it to work out, but you really don't want to spend too much time thinking about how easily it could go wrong. And so I think quite often people don't want to have the insurance conversation, not because they don't understand why, but because they don't want to think too much, because it's anxiety-inducing, paranoia-inducing to do that kind of thing. So I run a business, which is all the different shows that we make. And I have 10 staff members who I have to pay every single month on the 21st. So I have very recently had bronchitis and our TV show didn't go out. And I'm extremely lucky to live in a scenario where it's not pay for play, i.e. I can miss a show for being sick and it doesn't mean that we don't get paid for the show because we're on a long-term contract. But imagine if I wasn't. That's 10 people not getting paid, surprise, because I was sick. And that's where, similar to what Grace was saying, you have to figure out exactly what is the non-negotiable we need it in your business. So if it's a food truck or particularly a container, if you don't have that container, well, so then you really need to, the only thing you need to give some of your anxiety real estate to is, how do I make sure that this is insured and protected? Where everything else can fail, at least I have this. And that's how I feel about my health.
Yeah. So in the spec of financial planning, there's products out there that can help you bronchitis. There is income protection. If you're self-employed, like most of us here, there is a 7-day waiting period where literally Liberty can pay your income.
Yes.
For those 7 days, you are getting better.
What's it called? Is it income insurance? No,
income protector.
Yes.
It's income protector.
Heard about this.
Income protector. So can you imagine you're not feeling well because like your health it's very important.
We just had COVID-19 now. People
All
couldn't
right,
work
right.
just
As
from a
long as the
cough.
doctor can certify that you're actually not well and you don't have an ability to make an income, that thing kicks in and then it pays.
I personally think that you should get insurance for your container, whether it is a little 200 Rand for the equipment that's inside, whether it's in case of not having any income for 7 days and you can cash out on that or something, but be covered in some kind of way, because even if it is a survival mentality, you need to make sure that you can still survive.
Yeah.
Okay, so our next scenario says, hi defining. So I recently graduated and started my first big boy job in corporate. Congratulations. Throughout the hiring and onboarding process, we spoke a lot about the different benefits available to the employees at the company. Things like medical aid and life insurance came up. I was trying to get covered for as much as possible, but it still seems like it's quite expensive to pay for all these things. I want to know if I should prioritize certain insurances over others. Any tips on navigating this would be greatly appreciated. I think you should lead this one.
Okay.
What insurance is the most important?
Look, I don't want to do a blanket approach because as we sit here, we've got different insurance needs. The way they underwrite me and the way they underwrite you is different.
Let's use myself as an example, just to give them like in-depth information about insurance.
Okay.
I'm 23, I live by myself, I drive maybe 4 times a week.
Okay.
I'm financially independent. I'm not supporting anybody financially, and I live by myself.
So yours is simple. The main thing really, it must be disability cover, because you drive 4 times a week. Creating situation, it collapses. Second thing, income protection. Key man insurance, because you own your business. You are the key person in your business.
Yeah.
Should anything happen to you, you need the business to continue.
Human insurance is new now. I've never heard that.
It's only business assurance. It's not for individuals when you
How
own
do
your
you
business.
insure for that?
Key man.
Grace is a one-man army, bro. If Grace isn't there, who's the army?
They're going to ask for his statements, financial statements, just to see her revenue, how much she's bringing into the business, and then depending on that, then as the key person in the business, they're then going to see, they'll insure her, because they understand that in the event she can't really bring the business, then the business might die. So it's on a business assurance aspect.
Okay.
So you need to take life cover as well. If you were to die today, scary stuff. If you were to die today, there's 3 types of taxes that you must pay.
I did.
When they're winding up, you are worth more dead than alive.
Yo! I have a hit. Oh, life cover.
Who must pay that? The life cover.
cover. The one about 6 million.
If I don't have it,
No, it's not 6 million.
No, but usually you take it 6 million. It's the one that's expensive.
who must
No.
pay that?
Should I die? My family is rich.
No.
Just be careful, hey, because Rosemary's Hit List was a big show.
About to say.
That was a big show. If you've got a Rosemary in your family,
Yeah, they're gonna start.
I still want to be alive.
floating.
if you've got a Rosemary in your family, cancel your life cover, baby. Just get it out.
I'll be alive.
So let's get back to you. Those 3 types of taxes, right?
Yeah.
There's 20% estate duty. There is executors' fees. There is the capital gains, of which is like 80% to 45%, depending what asset it is. So that money should come from somewhere. So
And
don't,
if there's no way to get the money,
then they're going to attach assets in your estate.
Okay, I got disability insurance. I got
Income
insurance.
Protection.
Dread
Key man.
disease. You've got dread disease. Dread disease. It's
disease.
your critical illness. It's your stroke, heart attack, HIV and AIDS, heart bypass. Anything
The
that
list keeps going.
anything that is making you sick and you're not able to actually do your job.
I know this person was talking about them being presented with an overwhelming amount of options. And based on what you're saying now, I get it.
Yeah,
I understand. There's
also,
so much information. There's so many options. You need to understand each option to see which option actually fits for you. And I guess, again, that comes back to get a financial advisor, a financial planner. They will help you. I understand that, but I think it's also difficult in the beginning where you're still trying to figure it out for yourself.
In terms of priorities, like this person is thinking about in this scenario, figure out what is the chance that it could go wrong, and use one of your cute corporate Excel spreadsheets that I don't know how to make and put it next to how expensive it would be if it went wrong if I didn't have insurance, and make the
100%.
judgment call for yourself. You could put aside your little disaster fund,
Yeah.
right? But now and again, there's going to be a disaster too big for your disaster fund.
Yeah.
Now, if you'd instead done insurance, then the insurer can handle your big calamity and make sure that, say that emergency operation in a hospital in the case of something like medical aid, which you would not have been able to afford without a very, very life-harming, life-changing loan, can be handled by insurance.
But there's options, guys, out there. Standard Bank has got Uno Health, of which is it's a hospital plan. It's like 400 rands, 450 something. Essentially, there you can gain access to a doctor via WhatsApp. You can be admitted in a private hospital for up to 50,000 rands. So these things are there, and they're not as expensive as we think they are.
I think that to sum that up, it means that you need to look at your life, do a lifestyle analysis.
Yeah.
Dan mentioned what matters to you. Look at the things that are things that you need to take care of, that are very important regarding risks and this and that, and make sure that you're making smart decisions for yourself and for your wallet. Okay.
I'm not speaking bad of anybody, but when you're buying insurance, ask them to underwrite you at point of sale, because you don't want them to underwrite you when you want to claim.
Sure.
So isn't the premium going up?
It's fine. Why want to pay for something that you can't claim at the end?
Yeah.
Because the reason you take insurance, you want to go and claim. So you must disclose as much as you can.
Tough.
Last quick one. Hi, I'm a 26-year-old and the first in my family to land a stable, well-paying job.
Congrats.
It feels amazing to be able to support everybody after they have sacrificed so much for me to get here. Recently, though, I've been thinking about adding my parents to my life insurance policy to make sure they'd be covered if anything happened to me. Knock on wood. Part of me feels it's a responsible thing to do as the breadwinner. But a part of me is also thinking, maybe I'm overthinking this a little too much. What advice would you give me?
Just do it. I don't want to lie to you. Just do it.
Parents, nah?
Yeah, just don't even think about it like 2 times, 3 times. Just do it. You're
Because
done.
if you think about it once, twice, then you will think about it for forever.
Am I the only one who wants to know how risky the parents are?
They shouldn't.
So if they
Should
had
they know?
a heart condition, you would do it.
No, the opposite. If my dad drove 160 every day of his life, you're not getting on my life insurance.
Why not?
Because you're not behaving properly. You must be low risk.
But they're gonna...
Pardon?
Aren't they gonna...
It depends, guys.
Imagine if your parents behave badly.
Aren't they, yeah, aren't they
Mine don't.
definitely
That is
gonna-
like,
and then you get the payout.
No.
Even more.
I thought I was making the worst joke of that section, but then you took it.
Wow.
Maybe I'm wrong, Amanda. Please explain to me. If I add my parents on my life insurance policy and they pass away, do I get a payout?
I think it's important for us to understand again, insurance is not for enrichment. When you're looking at your grandmother like, oh, you.
Anytime now. 5-2.
When she coughs, you're like, are you okay?
One more biscuit. One more biscuit. One more cup of 6 sugars
I
tea.
know.
Again, if the mother or the father was to pass away, financially, what's the implication? And then we do calculations. So the nice thing about insurance, there's those clever people, they call them actuaries. They can do the calculation for you and show you how much, like in systems, and then we use those systems that they've designed. And then they can show you to say if then probably your mother is 50 or 60 or whatever, how much would they need if they were to pass away? Again, looking at the household, probably the mother is taking care of the lady's child. If the mother is
So
no
she's
longer
giving
there,
in some way.
you see. So if the mother is no longer there, then she must hire a nanny to look after the child. So there needs to be like financial implications if then the mother is no longer there. One of the biggest one is that I can think of, it's liabilities. Because our parents sometimes, they don't really tell us about their finances.
Yeah, that's true.
You could find that probably the mother has got loans, they've got whatever that's going on in their lives. Now they've passed away, and then now their estate is owing. Who must pay assets? That when you find that this is a family home. I've seen situations where a whole family home where you grew up, where you've made your memories, and then the liabilities are there. The debtors are like, you know what? We're taking this away. So you need to establish. She needs to establish first, why does she need the insurance? It could be probably for dread disease, it could be for disability, or whatever reasons. Funeral, because those things are costly, especially as black people. And I don't
White
know
people
why
are getting pretty expressive.
But
Like,
me, I've always said this. I want to be buried like Desmond Tutu. Find the cheapest coffin, put me there, you know, and then the money must be remaining for people that are there.
Have sandwiches.
Have sandwiches, and then I even wrote it in my will, you know. I think that's another important question. I know that it wasn't discussed or asked.
Have a will.
Don't die without a will, guys.
yeah.
Do not
die. As if we're gonna say we're dying tomorrow.
We're not God. We don't know. We don't know. We're not
And people don't know that there is like a wills week that happens in September where lawyers, qualified people will write you a free first will pro bono, you just do it. And that's something that everybody should know about, because there's no kind of financial obstacle to going and getting that will, because of this amazing program that happens where all these lawyers say, no, we'll do it for free for a week. And so,
Let me tell you something amazing. Standard Bank does free wills.
oh wow.
Yes.
Thank God I've been with them since I was 12.
Free
That's
wills.
lovely.
So essentially, then she needs to just do a financial needs analysis and see.
Thank you so much to Liberty for partnering with us again. That is today's episode. You can catch our panel on social media
At Dan Corder on air on some places and Dan Corder on others.
At Grace_Mondlana on Instagram and on TikTok and on Google.
Google me.
Amanda Dusse at all platforms.
I'm defining media on all platforms.
With that being said, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.
As a financial advisor, is it a service that comes with consulting at Liberty, or I pay for it separately?
Okay. So Liberty specifically, for us contracted Liberty FAs, we do not charge for the consultation. Because Liberty pays us. Liberty pays us the commission once you've taken a product from us.
Okay.
So it's a free consultation. We can sit down, we do your full financial needs analysis, then we can understand your finances, then we are able to recommend a product. Then when you take a Liberty product, then Liberty pays us the commission from the product you've taken.